Hi, everyone. So for the Africa chapter, our purpose is to strengthen awareness and capacity for data harmonization and analysis using ODYSSI tools to meet the data-driven evidence needs of African researchers, health providers, and governments. And I've been fortunate that this year, Agnes Kiraga has agreed to help me co-lead this chapter. Agnes is a PhD in biostatistics from Makerere University in Uganda, and she did a postdoc at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine and Biostats. And we meet every other week at Monday at 10 a.m. And the next one's going to be March 4th. So we set up a survey with about 9 different topics to get feedback from the group about what our objectives should be for 2024, and 5 rose to the top. So one objective is to create a guideline for African data access. Mark Twagiru Mukiza from Rwanda, when he was setting up an ODYSSI network in Rwanda, encountered, he spent about a year working out a data access agreement. So we'll try to leverage on his experience in that and get a language so that we could accelerate getting those approvals. So we hope to get, at least a few more approvals to start working on our objective number 2, which is to do ETL of databases. And our target is to do an ETL for 2 databases. We've got quite a number of members who've agreed to lead that. Mark Igata from Kenya, Henry Ogoe, and Kofi Agiari from Ghana, and Azi Tao from the US Mahara University. And Agnes, who is at the African Population Health Research Center now, she has a training data set which she and her staff will help lead us through the ETL steps. And we expect that during this process, we will identify vocabulary gaps, and then we'll try to prioritize what are the vocabulary needs in use cases that we'd like to go forward with. And Andy Cantor and Jared Hoteling from the US and David Amati from Kenya will be helping lead that. Next slide, please. Oh, sorry, back. And just to say that we spent a lot of time last year working on a value proposition, and so we will apply all that work in developing a very concise statement to meet with like data owners so that they give us permission to go forward and understand the basic goals of the chapter. Next slide. We also need to get funding, and thanks to Andrew and Marty Alvarez at Tufts, they've agreed to add to their regular searching of websites where there might be grant opportunities, several that we think have opportunities for African researchers. And so once we prioritize a grant application, we hope at least to submit one multi-institutional or multinational collaborative proposal. And Azi and I will lead that effort. Earlier last year, we had a sort of a background meeting with the Africa CDC, the US CDC, and USAID. And there's a lot of interest on the Africa CDC on the OMOP, CDM, and methodology. And so our goal is to try and solidify that collaboration by developing an action plan with those 3 institutions. And Agnes, Niga Debrisius, and Chidi Azuzi will help lead that. There was a lot of interest in participating in a network study. That's sort of more of an individual choice, but if you have a network study that's beginning or in the early stages where you could have still people joining, I know that Craig's got a site, a web page where there are network studies. Could you post them up there, and then I'll try to bring those to the attention of our members. So next slide. So we've got a lot of work ahead for us, and just to point out again that we have our biweekly meeting on Monday at 10 a.m. And for the next meeting on March 4th, Agnes will be presenting on a grant that she recently got from Wellcome Trust called Data Science Without Borders. And then we also have a woman, Mariam the reason from Leiden University, who has set up a data harmonization network around COVID research that she launched during COVID. So we'll see how far she's gotten and whether we can synergize with her effort. It's called VODAN, if anyone's interested. So please join us for that one. It should be very interesting, or for any of the other ones. Thanks. That's it.